I feel like they were looking for an excuse to get rid of us.
Oh, they definitely were. Make no mistake about that.
You could tell?
Yeah, sure. Those boys are both hopeless. Hopelessly unmotivated, unfriendly, and unambitious.
Boy, I've got my work cut out for me.
I mean, we just had breakfast. How am I supposed to eat more?
Good point. So, where to first? Cinderella was leading the way, but I had no idea where exactly he was taking me.
Just shut up and follow me.
What is this, the 1950s? He ignored me and started walking faster. I think you're trying to see how much you can get away with this girl. How much can I insult her? Wait! Cinderella! Wait for me! Rude? Whoa, where am I? And so there we were, seated in a well-known looking glass restaurant. It looks like a dancing hall? Cinderella? I peered at him from behind my menu.
What?
Cinderella stared back, resting one elbow on the table. This is a restaurant, right?
Yep, and a rather fancy one at that.
But you just said you couldn't eat more, so what are we doing here?
Well, it's a recon mission, right?
I mean, yes. I looked around the room. It was the middle of the day, yet we were the only customers. As I carefully observed our surroundings, I couldn't help but wonder if maybe we would have been better off choosing a slightly more popular place for our recon mission. The restaurant had a spacious dining area with counter seats in addition to four-person tables. The interior design had a muted, modern feel to it. Pretty classy. The menu was all French cuisine. Exotic, but not too foreign. It made me all the more curious why the place wasn't more popular. Maybe the location was the biggest factor, then. The restaurant was situated in an alley with minimal foot traffic and no parking lot. Cinderella raised his hand, and the waiter promptly came over wearing his best smile. I feel we shouldn't be at a restaurant, though. We should be at a... There must be other cafes in the area, right? May I take your order?
We'll take one of everything on the menu.
What? What? I was certain I must have heard wrong. Surely he hadn't said that.
Did you not hear me? I said, bring me one of everything you've got.
Apparently I had heard correctly. So, you'd like one of everything on this menu? The poor waiter could scarcely believe it. Not that I blamed him. Even I was having trouble believing it, and I was sitting at the table. But Cinderella didn't seem to appreciate the waiter's bewilderment. He scoffed coldly.
Don't believe me, eh? Then I'll pay you in advance.
With that, he pulled out a wad of cash and tossed it down on the table.
There. Does that answer your question? Now run along to the kitchen and get me my order.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Hold the phone! I couldn't begin to process what he had just done. Yes, sir. Understood. Thank you very much. We'll bring it all out to you shortly. The waiter quickly recovered from his shock. After a deep bow, he hurried off into the back. Cinderella! I stared at him slack-jawed.
What now? Lay off already.
You are planning to eat all of that, right?
Obviously not.
Then why did you order so much?
What do you mean? This is a recon mission, remember? Or do you not speak English? Wakarimasu?
Wakarimasu yo, but you said you couldn't eat another bite after the breakfast we had.
You're not wrong.
And yet you're going to order the whole menu?
Yep.
My jaw dropped even further. Surely you could have just asked him to recommend his favorites.
This is a recon mission. You gotta go big or go home.
Maybe you're right about that. I glance over at the kitchen. The chef must have heard the story from the waiter because he bowed politely to us. If we don't eat it, it'll all get tossed out, won't it?
Probably, yeah.
In response to his wastefulness, I He's probably used to people being impressed when he throws money around. So we're gonna buck the trend and not be impressed by this wasteful behavior. I think it'll shock him. And honestly, dude, this is terrible. I can't say I approve of this, Cinderella. I decided to tell him the hard truth.
What part of this are you talking about?
I'm referring to how wasteful you're being. Cinderella gave a non-committal grunt in reply. Annoyed at how disrespectful he was acting, I kept going. Cinderella, there are so many people in this world who go hungry every day.
Yeah, I know. What about it?
Doesn't that make you feel guilty for doing this?
Nope.
I stared back aghast. I wasn't angry. I wasn't disappointed. I was just blown away by his utter lack of hesitation.
What? Will all the food I don't order magically go to them? If I don't eat my lunch, does that mean some poor kid will get to eat it instead?
Well, no. I fell silent as Cinderella continued.
No, it sure doesn't. Why? Because this ain't a charity, it's a restaurant. If I don't order it, the food will go to a customer who does. And if nobody orders it, it'll just end up in the trash anyway once it's rotten. I pay money, and in exchange I receive goods and services. That's the way the world works. Now keep your bleeding heart nonsense to yourself.
His argument was perfectly sound. I mean, I would be a hypocrite if I didn't say I used somewhat of a similar argument against my parents when they're like, you know, there's children in Africa who would love to eat your Brussels sprouts. And I would be like, well, why don't you send it to them then so it's not wasted? Right? Because it's not just going to magically appear over there if I don't eat it. It never worked. But I would be a hypocrite to say that I'm not swayed by Cinderella's argument in some fashion. There was a lot I wanted to say at the moment, but I couldn't find the words. He snorted at me as I glared back at him. Man, this is another background that gives me Hakuoki vibes. What the heck? This is crazy. Head waiter. Thanks for stopping by.
Now, where to next?
My stomach hurts. I clutched my overfull belly.
That's what you get for forcing yourself to clean your plate.
I couldn't help it. I felt so bad for the restaurant. We ended up leaving most of the food completely untouched. For politeness' sake, I wanted to try to eat as much as possible, but I had to give up after my 5th plate. Girl, you lasted longer than I would have.
I suppose you can't help but relate to the working class.
I just feel guilty, that's all.
You'll stop caring eventually. This recon mission's only just getting started.
I looked up at him. You're going to keep doing this?
Damn right.
Either he was a tyrant or just incredibly foolish. I'm leaning towards the latter. Fine, I'll go with you. At this point, I was in a to hell with it sort of mood.
That's what I thought. I swear, you overthink things too much.
That's the first time anyone said that to me.
Yeah, well, it's the first time I've ever said it.
Cinderella glanced at me out of the corner of his eye and chuckled.
Over there! Let's go! Okay!
Whoa! A group of mischievous boys bumped into me as they ran past, knocking me off balance. Aw, he saved me. Our first romantic moment together. No, cleaning up his puke does not count as the first one.
Whoa there! That was close.
Cinderella grabbed my arm to stop me from falling.
Hey! Watch it, you little punks! He's mad! Run away!
Normally, I would have been all aflutter about the sudden act of kindness, but the jerking movement jostled the contents of my stomach and I clapped a hand over my mouth. Oh no! I summoned the barf with my barf comment. No! Why are you and I like this together? Well.
You wanna puke?
He indicated the sidewalk in a go-ahead gesture. Why the sidewalk? There's like a bamboo forest back there. Can I not? I probably can't make it. God, no. Anything but that. Oh, she made it. Whew. Thank you, girl.
Well, that sure put a damper on my fun. Just when I was getting into it, too.
Sorry.
Nah, it's fine. Once you're feeling better, we'll head back into town.
Okay, you guys have got to get married at this point because you've both seen each other puke and have not run away screaming. So, like, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. You're in it for the long haul after this. Okay. Seeing as I was under the weather, Cinderella had brought me here to the Looking Glass Lake. I really liked this place. Here it was quiet and the air was crisp and clean. I felt healed in body and mind.
Pipe down for a while. You still feel sick, don't you?
I was hoping maybe a little conversation would help burn some calories. I rubbed my swollen belly.
Then exercise.
That's the thing. I feel worse if I move.
You're gonna turn into a cow at this rate, you lazy bum.
What a great response. Just make pig noises. Oh, a cow am I? Oink oink. Good job, girl.
That's a pig. Well, I guess they mean the same thing. Whatever.
What do you do most days, anyway?
What do you mean, what do I do?
I meant exactly what I said. How do you normally spend your days?
Why do you want to know?
Well, I'm a tiny bit curious about your life. About you.
You obsessed with me or something?
Cinderella snorted, but I didn't crack a smile. Maybe I am.
What? Huh. What a shame. I know I'm irresistibly charming and all that. But sadly, though you cook a mean omelet, you aren't my type.
It's not a romantic thing. I just genuinely want to know more about you.
That makes no sense to me. What do you even do with that information?
I don't know. I don't know anymore.
What's that supposed to mean?
Cinderella stared at me dubiously. No surprise there, of course. If someone told me they wanted to know more about me out of the blue like that, I'd assume they were trying to recruit me into a cult. Interesting. Fortunately, there were no cults involved here. No cults were hurt in the making of this game. Cinderella. I turned back to face him, straightening my posture.
Yeah?
I know we've only just met, but at the very least, I want to understand you as a person. I want to get to know you. It was my extremely roundabout way of asking him to talk more about himself. A moment of silence passed, and then, finally...
What? You want me to talk?
He took the hint. Yeah! I smiled brightly.
Dumbass. What idiot would start blabbing just because you told him to? Are you my friend? Are you my family? No. You're just a total stranger. And I have nothing to say to a stranger.
Sometimes being strangers makes it easier to talk.
Maybe if you were some rando on the street that I knew I'd never see again.
Then what do I have to do? Tell me. I leaned in, and Cinderella reflexively leaned back.
How should I know? Figure it out yourself.
I pouted. At this point, my only option was to use my trump card. Oh, no! You wouldn't! Wow. She did! I can't believe. Wow. I mean, respect? Are we really strangers if you've seen it all?
Huh? Seen what?
Are you trying to play dumb?
No, seriously. Seen all of what?
My naked body. Cinderella promptly choked on his own spit. Are you okay? I rubbed his back as he coughed. Girl blackmails him and then is like, are you okay? Rub.
I'm fine.
Okay, good. So anyways, you saw me naked on my first night at the cafe, remember? I jumped right back into the previous conversation without a moment's delay. Don't try to tell me you forgot.
Okay, yeah, I seem to vaguely recall something of that nature.
Cinderella? I smiled coldly.
It was an accident, okay? Obviously I didn't want to see you naked.
Here we go with the excuses. I can tell he's flustered. Are you trying to say I'm ugly? I pouted and began to fake cry. Girl.
Nice try, faker. I can see right through you.
Dang it. Busted. I stuck out my tongue.
Why are you bringing it up now, of all times? Why didn't you say something sooner?
Because we'd only just met, and I didn't want to make things awkward between us, so I tried my best to forget it.
Well, keep trying.
I can't. No girl on earth could just shrug off some guy seeing her naked. How am I supposed to get married now? Thank you so much for bringing in that line. Now I can't get married. And you never even apologized for it, so now it's my bargaining chip. Cinderella's cheek twitched.
You've got a lot of nerve to try and blackmail me. How much you want?
I'm not going to accept payment for showing you my body. I'm not a prostitute. So, I'd like you to compensate me in a different way. Will you pay the price for your crime? Well? I looked firmly into his eyes as I spoke.
Okay.
Great. No take-backsies. Now let's go. I got to my feet, grabbed his arm, and yanked him up with me, and somehow didn't puke. This time it's my turn. What are you up to? Rock, paper, scissors! Yes! I thrust my fist into the air victoriously. I win again! Looks like I'm on a winning streak. I snickered mischievously. No surprise there, of course.
Damn it! How could you possibly beat me 15 times in a row? I demand a rematch.
Yes, you heard correctly. We'd been playing rock, paper, scissors, and I'd won every time. At this point, I was drunk on victory. What are you two doing? Sure thing. I never turn down a challenge, you see. That's my policy.
Well, aren't you confident? Just you watch. I'm gonna win this time for sure, you hear me? I'm gonna play rock.
Ah, I see. In that case, I'll play paper. Ready? Here we go! Rock, paper, scissors! Sure enough, Cinderella played scissors. Naturally, I played rock.
I lost again?
Cinderella slumped his shoulders like he could hardly believe it. It appears I can beat you at mind games, too. Well, that marks my 16th win. I'm starting to think you might be bad at this game.
Hey! That's not true.
His wavering confidence only made me all the more certain. I see. I feel like I've learned something new about you. Note to self, Cinderella is a very bad gambler.
I'm not bad! You're just ridiculously good!
Maybe you're right. Anyway, I guess you'll be carrying all the shopping bags. Silently, he took the excessive number of bags from my hands. Thank you, dear. You see, we weren't just playing rock, paper, scissors for funsies. We were playing to determine which of us would be carrying all this crap. I love it. Need me to carry it for you? I reached out for the bags, but he yanked them away.
It's fine. Quit fussing. You won fair and square, so I gotta just take my lumps.
Well, alright then. Now, where to next? Oh, how about that place over there? Then we can play rock, paper, scissors again! I pointed to a nearby department store.
Gimme a break. You're still not done.
Far from it. I'm going to keep searching until I find the perfect tea leaves and coffee beans. We have to be particular if we're going to outshine all the rest. What about you? Still planning to spend more money? I indicated the shopping bags in his hands.
Yeah, I'm not done yet.
His tone was flat and disinterested. You see, most of the shopping bags were entirely unrelated to the betterment of the cafe. Instead, Cinderella had been buying things for himself. No matter where he went, he would purchase whatever struck his fancy. He reminded me of some kind of oil baron the way he threw his money around. What are you planning to do with all that?
I don't know. Use it if I feel like it. Or maybe just stick it in a closet somewhere.
I'm starting to worry about you, you know? I'm starting to question whether you actually have all this money you're throwing around. You bought things you don't even know if you need?
No, I need them. I just don't know when I'll have to use them.
You sure have an interesting approach to buying things. At this point, I wasn't even envious, just impressed, if you can call it that.
I guess I do. And I'll bet street rats like you go their whole lives never knowing how it feels.
Yeah, maybe so. Riff-raff, street rat, I don't buy that. If only he'd look closer, would he see a poor girl? No siree. All of a sudden, he came to a stop. What's wrong? I held my arms out in the event that the bags were too much for him to carry after all.
Why would you waste your trump card on this?
It was not a waste, I'll have you know. It's the perfect opportunity. He seemed to ponder this for a moment.
But why would you want to go shopping with me? I really don't get you.
Chigao, Chigao. Don't you see? This is a date. I wagged my index finger in front of his face.
This bland, unsexy shopping trip. This is not a date.
He grabbed my finger and lowered it. Fine, whatever you say. I'm just having a good time seeing the sights. I mean, you guys did go out for a meal, and now you're carrying her shopping bag, so it sounds like a date to me. I clasped my hands behind my back and glanced all around. Naturally, there was nothing around to see but the shopping district, tourist attraction, and the passers-by, a mix of tourists and locals.
Hardly anything fancy to see here.
Sure, maybe it's nothing that special, but sometimes these things are just more fun when you're with someone else. It was hard to get the words out without blushing.
Ugh, cringe. You think you're a poet or something?
Cinderella looked downright disgusted. What a jerk. As I was thinking of a comeback, something suddenly caught my eye. What are they doing over there?
A poet who doesn't listen, apparently.
A crowd had formed just up ahead. I looked up at Cinderella, my eyes sparkling with excitement.
Pfft. If you're that curious, then go check it out.
You don't mind?
Nah, knock yourself out.
Yay! And so, with Cinderella's blessing, I happily joined the crowd. Beyond the sea of people, I could make out a display window illuminated with decorative lights. Beneath the luxurious chandelier were pedestals of varying sizes, each adorned with a pair of high heels. Are there glass slippers? Miniature glass houses sat around the pedestals, and I could see light shining through their little windows. Evidently, the display was themed around the looking glass world. Eventually, the people up front moved away, and I made it right up close. Oh, I didn't mean to hit you, microphone. Sorry, I was trying to get to my mouse. Yes. Oh no, I'm getting the Yuri feels with the shoes. Wow, it's so pretty. I pressed my hands against the window and eagerly peered inside. The shoes are so gorgeous, too. Is that a new style? My enthusiasm spiked, and I started grinning from ear to ear. I was, admittedly, a sucker for all things chic and trendy. Just then, in the reflection of the window pane, I saw Cinderella walk up next to me. Look, Cinderella! Isn't it pretty? I beamed at him. Then I remembered that he was a guy and probably wouldn't be interested.
Yeah. Really pretty.
My eyes widened in surprise. His tone and expression were both strangely gentle. Oh?
What's wrong?
Oh, nothing. I peered up at him. He looked so wistful, you'd never have guessed he was normally a smug, self-serving bastard 24/7. Tell me how you really feel. But just as I was recovering from the shock...
You want him?
What?
I'll buy him for you if you want him.
Dang you and my Yuri feels! Perhaps I'd spoken too soon. What? Why would you buy them for me? You don't owe me anything.
True. If anything, you owe me.
Exactly. Not only had he given me a job, but he was even letting me live in his house. I couldn't possibly be so greedy as to ask for more. Maybe Cinderella's lack of integrity would allow for it, but mine most certainly would not.
Look, you want the shoes, right? You were practically drooling over him. So just shut up and let me pay for him.
I wasn't drooling over them, I was just admiring them. I can't let you splurge on me like that. You're not even my boyfriend or anything.
But you just told me this is a date.
I faltered. Dang. Okay, yeah. But still, I refuse to accept a gift from you when I know your heart isn't in it. Cinderella quirked a brow.
You make no sense. Who cares if my heart is in it? It's free stuff. Stuff that you want. It's a win-win for both of us.
No, it really isn't. I grabbed his arm and tried to drag him away.
Hey! Quit clinging all over me. I can feel your...
Just then, something unexpectedly brushed my ankles. Ah! I let out a shriek and shoved Cinderella away.
What's your problem?
Sorry. I felt something touch my foot. Oh, it's just a cat. A black cat nuzzled up against my calf. What a cutie! I gave her a scritch under her chin and she started to purr happily.
It's just a regular old black cat. What's so cute about it?
Cinderella reached out to pet her and she went, meow, and she promptly bit his hand. Yes!
Ow!
It must have really hurt because he curled up in the fetal position on the spot. Are you okay?
That flea-bitten cat just bit the crap out of me, goddammit!
Cinderella glared at the cat, who stared smugly back. I took his hand. There was a puncture wound, and he was bleeding. We need to get this cleaned up. With his hand still in mine, I led him to a nearby drinking fountain. Do we still have all our packages by any chance? Here. Cinderella silently accepted my handkerchief. Oh, he accepts it now, does he?
Good grief. First I have to carry the shopping, then some cat bites me. This has been one hell of a day,
he grumbled to himself as he dried his hand. He was back to his usual demeanor, right down to his tone and expression. Not a trace of his earlier wistfulness to be seen. I'm kind of disappointed, but at the same time I'm kind of relieved to have the normal him back.
And worst of all, it's following us!
Cinderella scowled down at the cat, who meowed back. What should we do about her? What if she was abandoned? Whoa! Out of nowhere, the cat jumped up on my shoulder.
Couldn't tell you, but if it's this friendly with humans, chances are good it was someone's pet at some point.
You're heavier than I thought, little lady. And it hurts to lean forward like this so she won't fall off.
It sure seems to like you. Got catnip in your pocket or something?
No, of course not. Just as I was really hoping the cat would jump down soon.
Ah, there you are!
Instantly, the weight on my shoulders vanished.
That's my good girl. Don't disappear on me like that. Ah, it's the wizard!
This is the boy I'm the most interested in, by the by. Because look at this outfit! And he's got a cat! Ah, he's so cute! I love it. Oops, there we go. I was so excited I muted myself by accident. Good job, me. I'm a professional, I swear. I turned to find a young man dressed all in black cradling the cat.
Hi there. Are you the one who found her for me? Thank you very much.
As our eyes met, the man's face lit up. Oh, she's your cat?
No, I don't own her. She's my friend.
The cat meowed as if in assent. Impressive!
Yeah, right, your friend. It's obviously your pet, dude. And you need to train your damn animal.
I'm glad you found each other. I cut in quickly to negate Cinderella's rude complaints.
You're such a sweetheart. But your friend here's a real piece of work, isn't he?
Uh-oh. Sounds like I didn't negate much at all. Cinderella seemed disgruntled. Not that I blamed him, seeing as he'd been bitten pretty badly.
What's this? Are you angry by chance? You're damn right I am. And whose fault do you think it is? I was bitten by your animal.
He pointed at the cat using his injured hand.
Oh, I see. Sorry about that. You'd better apologize too. Go on now. Say you're sorry.
At the black-clad man's prompting, the cat meowed once more. It really was impressive.
Will you forgive us? Can't say I'm satisfied, but whatever. Come on, Alice, we're leaving.
Oh, okay. Nice meeting you. I waved to the man, then hurried after Cinderella, and then he said something probably that's gonna make me go, what does that mean? Okay, not.
Wait. What's the rush, pals?
But the man stopped us.
What do you want?
Annoyed, Cinderella reluctantly turned back.
Seeing as my friend here bit you, I was thinking I could make it up to you. No thanks. I have a hard policy of not accepting charity from poors. Oh, don't be like that, my dear Cinderella.
Even in the face of Cinderella's condescension, the black-clad man didn't seem to care. I don't think we ever told him our names, though. Wait. Something feels off about what he said just now. Cinderella stared back dubiously.
That's not the reaction I was expecting. Are you not surprised that I knew your name? Why would I be? I'm basically famous in these parts. Would be weirder if you didn't know me. I suppose you've got me there. Well then, what about you?
Me? I tilted my head.
Yes, you. I know all about you. Your name. Your true identity.
Dang you, I knew you were gonna be I'm the mysterious character that knows everything. Woo! Of course, of course. His voice sounded so grave that my heart nearly stopped. I'm Alice! I raised my hand in the air enthusiastically. I wanted to seize the initiative, of course.
Yes, yes. Alice. Something like that.
He smiled brightly. Meanwhile, I was screaming internally, so hard my face was twitching.
Right. Look, I don't know if you're some kind of fortune teller or what, but you're not getting a dime of my money. Fortune teller? You want me to tell your fortune?
Cinderella scowled at this unexpected response. He was practically radiating leave us the hell alone vibes.
Oh, but what a shame, for I'm not quite a fortune teller in truth. Though if you were to ask me, I would gladly predict your future.
The man promptly launched into some kind of weird tangent. Oh great, another one.
Gotta get away from this lunatic. Let's go, Alice.
He grabbed my arm and dragged me off with him. Right.
Hold it right there, if you please.
All of a sudden, Cinderella stopped dead in his tracks in front of me, and I crashed face first into his back. What's the matter? Why'd you stop?
What did you just do to me?
For some reason, Cinderella didn't turn to face the black-clad man as he spoke. He's magical. Oh, spooky.
Oh, I just stopped you for a bit. I mean, otherwise you were just going to walk off. So I had no choice but to use a little force.
What's going on?
I can't move my body.
This was perhaps the last answer I expected. What? At first I couldn't believe it, but then I saw the look on his face. Are you okay? I grabbed his arm and tried to move him, but he was frozen in place like a statue.
I mean, yes and no.
I was exceptionally confused. I didn't bother wondering how it happened or even how it was possible. All I knew for certain was... You did this to him? I stormed over to the black-clad man.
Yup. Just a little magic spell.
Magic? Well, you'd better unmagic him right this instant.
All right. Calm yourself, please.
He raised his hands in surrender, smiling sheepishly.
I can move again.
A split second later, Cinderella seized me by the shoulder and yanked me backwards.
Hey! What the hell did you do to me?
With me safely behind him, he stormed up to the other man.
Oh, just a little magic, that's all. Some kind of magic trick? No. A spell, not a trick. Is there any way I can get you to believe me? Oh, I know. What if I cast it on you again? Hell no!
Unsurprisingly, Cinderella wasn't about to take him up on that offer.
Now, let's be civil. Anyway, where were we? Ah, yes, I was going to give you a token of my apology. I don't want it. Who the hell even are you? Oh, me? You can call me Mr. Wizard.
Mr. Wizard? Was that supposed to be his name, or...
What? I was asking your name, stupid, not your profession.
Somehow it was as if Cinderella had read my mind.
Trust me, I realize that. But this is all I have to offer you. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to call you Little Heroine.
Alright. I'll take it, I guess, if you're not going to expose my identity. Little? Heroine? I couldn't hide my bewilderment.
So cringy.
Once again, Cinderella practically read my mind.
Aw, you people are so cruel. Why not just call her Alice? Oh, don't worry about it.
Mr. Wizard laughed out loud. So how are you going to make it up to him? I decided I would ask in place of Cinderella, who was still fuming.
Oh, right. I was thinking I'd predict a teensy bit of your future. I knew it. You're just a crappy fortune teller. I told you, I'm a wizard. Normally, my magic comes at a price, but since my friend hurt you, I'll give you a freebie, just this once.
He winked jovially. What sort of price are we talking about?
Oh, anything of equal value. What's a good example? Oh, I know, money. At least you're honest.
Cinderella snorted.
Money makes everything simpler, you know. That said, I accept other forms of payment too. Value is subjective, after all. And if someone has something of value to me, then I make their dreams come true. And so, without further ado, I shall now predict your future.
Yay!
Hard pass. Come on, don't be like that.
Mr. Wizard blinked pointedly, then closed his eyes.
Cinderella, you will soon lose everything you've gained.
Okay.
Your money, your fame, your home. Everything that drew people to you. And once it's gone, so too shall they vanish. Your trendy tailor-made clothes shall turn to rags. Alone you shall work until you are covered in soot from head to toe.
Ah, he's reverse Cinderella-ine.
Whensoever a ball should be held at the castle, you shall have no hopes of attending. For everything you cling to shall turn to ash. And that's your future. Pretty depressing, wasn't it?
He promptly switched back to his usual cheerful tone.
Huh. Is that it? Screams bogus to me. You're just doing that cold reading crap all the fortune tellers pull.
I don't know, Cinderella's face after that was like he wasn't angry. He was kind of accepting? Accepting is not quite the right word, but his face just didn't scream upset or angry. Yeah, that face.
Oh, it's not bogus, I promise you that. The future I see is not an estimation, but a guarantee, Cinderella. Thus, no matter how you may struggle against it, you can never change it. Oh, but if you run into any trouble, feel free to call for me. If you're lucky, I might turn up.